Hi, this is Stephanie O'Brien. Today I'd like to answer a question several people have asked me, which is how I got into working with coaches and why I love working with coaches so much. To help you understand, you'd have to see what I was doing before I worked with coaches. And that is, working as a property manager for my mom, who's the landlady. As it turns out, working with tenants can be a nightmare. We had people using the backyard as a garbage can, people using the roof as a garbage can, people who didn't understand that you don't need to nail Funtack to the wall, people who stole doors off the hinges. It was a nightmare. It hurt my physical and mental health, it hurt my faith in humanity, and it made me feel like a lot of people were just acting like Pirates of the Caribbean. Take what you can, give nothing back. And so when we started working with coaches, we started hanging out with them, hearing their missions, talking with them about their life goals. It was just such a breath of fresh air. It was an amazing contrast, going from people who just seemed to leave everything they touched worse than they found it. I'm not saying all of our tenants are like that, but way too many. Going from people who seemed like they left everything they touched worse than they found it to people who had dedicated their lives to making the world better, to giving to the world instead of taking from it, to trying to be their best selves instead of just coasting through life, wrecking stuff along the way. After spending some time with these coaches, seeing how some of them had gone through awful things, and instead of using it as an excuse to be worse, they used it as a learning opportunity and a motivation to get better, and to help other people who were going through the same thing. Hearing their big plans for making the world a better place, hearing how they were giving to the world, how they were working to improve the lives of the people around them, and in the process of working with coaches as a client and seeing what a difference it made in my own life. I wanted to be part of that mission. I wanted to help these coaches to give other people the same transformation, the same benefits that I'd experienced. I wanted to help them to make the world a better place. And I wanted to be part of that something, that beautiful something that was bigger than myself. So that's how I got into working with coaches. And that's why today I've still focused on helping coaches to convey their expertise more clearly. Let's face it, you may be highly trained, but a lot of the people who need you the most, they don't have your expertise, they don't have your training, they don't have your understanding of why the things you do are important or even what they are. If they did know that, they might not need you as much. So I help them to convey what their mission is, how they help people, and why it's so important to the people who need to hear that the most. And I help them to turn that expertise not just into marketing messages, but also into curricula that they can use to help even more people at the same time. So instead of being limited to serving just a few people a day, they can serve dozens or even hundreds of people, even while they're on vacation or asleep. So that's why I love to work with coaches, and that's how I work with coaches. So if you are a coach, I'd love to hear from you. What is your mission? What is the big something that you offer to the world? What are the main methods you're using to put your expertise out there? And what are the obstacles you've been facing in reaching as many people as you want to with your message, your expertise, and your mission for change? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. And in the meantime, I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. Thank you for being who you are.